Hey guys, welcome to Golf Buddies. Pat and Josh here, and today we got a review of the Members Mark versus the Titleist Pro V1 and Pro V1x golf balls.
Yeah, well, the previous video we did with the Members Mark ball, comparing it to the Kirkland ball from Costco. You guys can check that video up above. Saw that you guys were interested in seeing the Members Mark ball compared to the Pro V1 and the Pro V1x. So we're gonna go ahead and give that one a shot and give that a test with our sand wedge and our 7-iron today.
This new budget ball from Sam's Club. It retails for $28 for 2 dozen at Sam's Club. And then the Pro V1x and Pro V1 are like the cream of the crop golf balls for about $55 a dozen at any place you could find golf balls.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see how well the Members Mark does against the Titleist balls.
So let's get into it then.
All right, I got the Titleist Pro V1 and my sand wedge, so let's see how this hits. About 81 yards carry, 86 yards total, 94, 63 backspin.
Yeah.
Seems about 85 is my normal carry, around 90-ish total, and 9,000 backspin.
All right, Josh here. I got my sand wedge. We got the Pro V1.
Catching it clean today.
Yeah.
And 98 carry, 101 total, 11,000 backspin.
11,000. It's a lot of backspin.
I think it's probably gonna roll back. $96 carry, 99 total. Still around that 90 or 11,000 backspin.
Yeah.
All right, so now I got the sandwich and the Pro V1x. About the same.
Yeah.
86 yards, 91 yards carry. A tiny more bit backspin. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I remember it being about 9,000.
Yeah. It feels harder than the regular Pro V1. A little bit less, 80 and 85. Backspin is pretty consistent on this one.
About 9,000, 94. All right, I got my sand wedge here with the Pro V1x.
$100 yards, carry, 103 total. You're getting closer to 12,000 with this backspin.
Yeah.
V1. There you go. Right on line. 101 carry, total 105, 11,900 backspin. All right, sandwich with the Members Mark. Members Mark is definitely a softer ball. It's getting about the same distance as the Pro V1, but I lose about 500 to 1,000 RPM.
Yeah.
$88, $92, a little bit less spin. $8,600, about the same actually.
About the same. All right, I got the sandwich with the Members Mark ball. We're gonna give this one a shot.
$91 and $96, 11,000 backspin. $6 and $99, 11,000 backspin. That was a pretty clean hit.
Yeah.
So it seems a little bit shorter than the Pro V1.
And the Pro V1x.
Yeah.
So, because the Pro V1 I was doing about 100.
Yeah.
About that.
Spin was a little bit less too. All right, so I got my data for the sandwich with all 3 golf balls. Let's go from left to right, looking at the carry first between the 3. It's like my Pro V1 was getting about 86 yards carried, Pro V1 83, and members mark exactly the same as the Pro V1.
Yeah.
And then, so yeah, the Pro V1x is a little bit shorter. Total yardage, it looks like the members mark rolls out a bit more. So I get that extra yard with the members mark versus the Pro V1.
You can probably attribute that to your backspin being less than the Pro V1 and the Pro V1x, so you're gonna get a little bit more rollout.
Right, makes sense. So overall, the Pro V1x is the shortest ball. Ball speed, pretty all close to the same. Pro V1x, lowest. Launch angle, similar, about half a degree, 1 degree difference. Pro V1x is the lowest, it seems. And that translates to the peak height as well. Pro V1 and members mark are about the same height, and Pro V1x a little bit lower.
It's 4 feet right there too. That's not negligible.
Yeah.
That's one branch that can make a difference in your golf
Yeah,
swing.
if I'm trying to go over a tree or something. So yeah, backspin seems to be like a 500 RPM difference between the three. So Pro V1 gives me 9,000, Pro V1x 9,400, and then members mark at 8,400 being the lowest. But yeah, the members mark is really close to the Pro V1 though, so it's pretty interesting.
It seems like, right? All right, moving on to my data. Let's see, the Pro V1 is about 97 yards, the Pro V1x 94 yards, and then about 98 yards with the members mark. So I am getting a little bit more carry with the members mark ball. About comparable between the total distance between the Pro V1 and the members mark, with Pro V1 being 101 and the members mark being 102. I'm getting the least carry as well with Pro V1x, as Pat did, with 97 yards. Ball speed, all seems about comparable, right? 79 to 81 miles per hour. Launch angles, I am getting a little bit higher launch angle with the Pro V1x, but about comparable. Because if you see my peak height doesn't really change between the three of them. Actually, the Pro V1 and the Pro V1x is the exact same peak height. A little bit lower with the peak height with the members mark ball. Backspin, getting a lot more backspin with the Pro V1 and the Pro V1x, but not that far off with the members mark ball.
Yeah, the Titleist Pro V1 and the 7-iron. I guess that's what a good hit is.
Yeah.
161 carry, total 178.
Boom, shakalaka. Man, boy. Man, boy. All right, I got my 7-iron here with the Pro V1.
That's a good one. 181 carry, 192 total, 6,600 backspin.
Yeah.
Pretty consistent there. 180 carry, 191 total, backspin 7,000.
Yeah.
All right, got the Pro V1x and my 7-iron. 157, 171 total, backspin 4,800. It's not too different from the Pro V1, right?
You're like losing like 3 yards, but you're getting the same ball speed.
Yeah,
So maybe the ball's a little too hard for you.
probably. It feels harder.
I feel like you're hitting a rock.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm consistently losing like 3 yards. Spin's about the same.
Yeah, everything's. We'll have to see it in the data analysis, but the ball speed looks to be about the same.
Yeah. Definitely does feel hardest. Like this is the hardest ball of all of them.
All right, I got my 7-iron here with the Pro V1x. Let's see it. Got a lot more backspin on this one, huh?
Yeah. The whole extra 1,000 RPM. So wonder if that's affecting the distance a bit.
I feel like it went a lot higher too.
Yeah.
Just by looking at that trajectory.
Dead center, 191, 199, 7,000 backspin. So you're getting more backspin with the X. Got my 7-iron and the Members Mark ball. Yeah, Members Mark is softer.
You're getting the same ball speed? You're getting the same distance as the Pro V1x?
Yeah. You gotta take a look at the data to see the backspin.
Yeah, I don't remember the backspin.
$161, 176, 4,400.
Yeah, a lot more ball speed. I wonder why you didn't get as much. Oh no, you did get more distance. 157 is what you're.
Yeah, so a little bit extra yardage on this one.
All right, I got my 7-iron here with the Members Mark.
179 carry, 186 total.
That felt right too.
7,000 backspin. It seems shorter.
Yeah.
$192, 205, backspin, 6,000. So you could get it at the same distance as the Pro V1s.
Just less backspin.
Yeah, a little bit less backspin.
Like a knuckleball. Look how high that ball went though. Peak height, 123 feet. That's pretty up there. All right, so looking at my 7-iron data with the Pro V1, Pro V1x, and Members Mark. Starting from left to right again. With the Pro V1, you're getting about 184 carry, 182 with the Pro V1x, 187 with the Members Mark. Getting most rollout with the Members Mark ball with almost 200 yards. And then the next one would be Pro V1 with 195, and then the Pro V1x with 191. Ball speeds are about equivalent at 126, a little bit lower with the Pro V1 at 125, but the launch angle is about the same, right? About 19-20 degrees. Peak height, again, a lot more height. Well, not a lot more, but again, a few more feet out of the Members Mark ball. So that is kind of nice when you're trying to get over something. Descent angle, nearly the same. That's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah.
When you look at that, that's pretty cool. Like identical. Backspin, about comparable across the board. A little bit more backspin with the Pro V1x, but 6,000 RPM on average, we would say.
Yeah, with that much performance for like way less than half the cost. That's not a bad trade-off.
What you just say right now? 4 times the price doesn't mean you get 4 times the performance.
Yeah. 7-iron for me on the Pro V1 versus Pro V1x and Members Mark. Again, the Pro V1 and Members Mark are pretty similar, with the Pro V1x being the shortest at 159. Total distance, pretty much the same with the Pro V1 and Members Mark, and about 2 yards shorter with Pro V1x. Ball speeds, about the same. Members Mark is a little bit faster. Launch angles, they're all launching pretty much the same. Peak height, let's see. So oddly enough, the Pro V1x was the highest on this one, but only by about a foot. So it's not much. Descent angle, Pro V1x and Members Mark are about the same for this one, but pretty much all close. Backspin was a little bit different for the 7-iron versus sandwich for me, because the Pro V1 and the Members Mark had pretty much the same backspin, but the Pro V1x again has the most amount of backspin. Yeah, pretty much a similar trend where the Pro V1x is a little bit shorter but has more spin versus the other two, and the Members Mark and Pro V1 are pretty identical overall. All right, so that's all the shots with the Members Mark versus the Pro V1 and Pro V1x. So in conclusion, at least for me, it seems like the Members Mark performs closely to the Pro V1. Everything almost seemed the same. It was just 500 RPM less backspin. So it seemed to be that order where Members Mark had like the least amount of backspin. Then you get 500 RPM more with the Pro V1 and another 500 RPM with the Pro V1x.
Yes.
But you sacrifice some distance for the Pro V1x to get some of that accuracy. So
yeah, the fact that it's a harder ball, probably why we lost some distance on it. But yeah, it was kind of interesting how with the sandways we were hitting it more accurate. Though with my 7-iron, I was hitting the Members Mark ball more accurate and farther than the Pro V1x and the Pro V1. So yeah, like we were kind of talking about, for us normal average Joe golfer, you know, just showing up on the weekends, $26 for 2 dozen. Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad when you're hitting it the same as a $55 dozen ball, back ball. So,
yeah,
like,
I mean, it's about 4 times more per ball for the Titleist Pro V1s versus the Members Mark.
yeah.
I did not see 4 times better performance. and so like, yeah, like Josh was saying, for us average golfers who aren't like super precise and super accurate yet, I don't really see the point in spending that much money. If you're a pro and need every inch of performance,
you need the ball to do exactly what you're supposed to do, then yeah, then maybe the Pro V1s would be in your best interest. But for the guy that's just trying to get out there and enjoy the weekend, yeah, Members Mark will do you just fine, I believe. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. A subscription would be nice. If there's any suggestions for future videos or any ideas that you want us to check out or test, go ahead and drop those in the comments and we'll get to those. Like we said, this was based off of a comment that was submitted on the previous video, so we're giving this a shot. So any feedback, we would greatly appreciate it. And until next time, guys, we'll see you.